What's happening, good people? What's going on with you? Hoping everybody's having a good day, a good Monday. Hope that you had a great weekend. A lot of stuff happening over the weekend with folks going out to the forums and debates. Folks also going around and having picnics and back to schools. I don't even know if that's a thing, having back to schools. Giveaway, how about that? How about that? Giveaway. How about your getting your backpacks and all that stuff? Just have it back to schools. And then you got all the things happening with Zulu. I know they got some other stuff coming up. I'm also looking at my email right now, and they tell me that all the different folks that's running for different offices. And man, it's a whole bunch of stuff happening here in New Orleans. That's not including on the world scene. You got Trump back in the States, having meetings with all the world leaders about Ukraine, including President Jasinski, talking about will Putin stop the war. And all the folks are saying what's his name, is not strong enough, meaning Trump, is not strong enough to broker a deal with a character such as Putin. We're going to see. We're going to see. I was reading up on some stuff. And y'all, this is going to be one of them shows, because I'm going to include something in my shows. Not my whole show, but there's something I got to include in the show. I kind of talked about it before, but I did the research today. And I was alarmed, which I'm hoping that you are too. I was coming to work here at the radio station last week, and as I'm getting to Xavier University and I'm walking down the sidewalk of the Xavier South building, I hear somebody in the distant wind say, Gerod, with a T. Gerod, with another T. And so I couldn't help but to turn it and say, huh? And he said it in the country voice. My, did you get a chance to look at that email? I thought it was an email that he had sent me, but it's not. And Ron, I'm sending you an email.
All right.
I thought it was the email that he had sent me, but it wasn't. He said, no. He didn't say it like that, but I'm putting some no-nos in there. Mm-hmm. This is a couple of no-nos, a couple more no-nos than what he had said. I'm going to tell you who he is in just a minute. So as I'm coming down the sidewalk of Xavier South, and I hear my name with a T on the end of it, Gerod. I said, who is Gerod? But I ain't got used to it. I ain't say that. I turned around to answer. He said, man, did you get that email? I said, what email? Did you send me an email? He said, no. There's a couple of more no's in there. He said, there is a live on Facebook that Gary Chambers is doing. And it's talking about this head of a pack that is cheering on the election of Helena Moreno and sent an email out that was not supposed to go out to certain folks. He made a mistake and sent it out to certain folks. He said, Gerard, with a T on the end of it. Man, we got to discuss that. And I said, okay, just like Spanky would do. So I'm thinking to myself, as I did read it, and I let Gerod tell it the best he could. And I'm thinking to myself as I see this, how many folks could have been also involved in that email. Now, this is from a businessman in New Orleans that is talking about white devils. That's what it was called. But he's also talking about who's supporting and who's not supporting Miss Moreno. Now, if you noticed in my beginning of this conversation, I stated that this happened where I'm coming to work, walking down the sidewalk of Xavier South last week when I heard that voice in a distant far saying, Gerod.
Can I hit it?
Not yet. Oh, no.
Not yet?
Hold on. And here's the reason why I went back and repeated that. Because what is being discussed in this email is such an infraction that if that was me, you, or anybody else, it would have been leading off the news. And come to find out, I haven't seen it on anybody's news. TV stations, digital media. I saw it on Facebook. But it's really frightening to know that this man, a prominent businessman that heads up a pack, is writing about white folk and calling them white devils that aren't supporting his candidate. But you're the head. Now, this is a pivotal piece of this whole thing, but you're the head of a pack. You got to know the rules of the pack. That's why I said it's a pivotal piece, because if you're the head of a pack, packs aren't saying, I support this candidate and this is who I'm supporting. You can't. It's against the rules. It's ethic violations. A pack is supposed to support in its own capacity, but you got it in writing and sent it to the wrong person. Nobody could explain this better than Gary Chambers. And I want y'all to really pay attention to this, and let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh, I got some other stuff, but I just want to make sure that we talk about this one. It's not up. Okay, is it just playing in one channel? Or is it playing in both?
Playing in one.
Just one channel?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I can't hear it in here. So
See.
Okay, while you're doing that, then I'll go into the other part and just let me know when you get it up. As I listened to the explanation of what this was all about, it made me sad to know that we are still more concerned in certain areas of this city about the race of people that are going to vote and not the concern of the issues. This is a city that got so many issues. And one of those issues came barking out, roof, roof, loud and proud. And that bark, growl, or whatever you want to call it, that came in this issue seemed to be more of the haves instead of the have-nots. How we can be equalized instead of saying that you're above me. This was prominent folks in the city that had the audacity to say that this was an issue to do with, are you voting for my candidate because of the color of her skin and who she gonna help? Instead of letting people make their own decisions. I see that sometimes the haves may know or may not know, either or, that their cruelty and what they put in writing could actually become a piece. Well, maybe I need to correct that. Maybe I should just say that how they do certain things can end up being a big part of oppression instead of making people say, let's go vote. You're worried about the color of somebody's skin and who they voting for. And criticizing white folks. Now, you're a white man. You criticizing white folks about who they voting for. Whether they are voting for someone that look like me and you or somebody else. That's my decision. And how dare you try to change that? That's a form of oppression. And what really stinks up the room is that nobody, you can't tell me you didn't see it, because everybody and their mama has heard it. Because Garrett Chambers done read it about 5,000 times and showed you the email. And nobody in the media has made sure that somebody answered for it, said something, press conference, press issue, a write-up, and you're a prominent businessman in the city, and nobody said nothing. I'm probably the only one. Nobody. I'll tell you what we do. Let's take the break. We'll take the break. We'll come back because we're going to play this thing today. There's more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight. It is Monday afternoon. Hoping that you're having a great day. So keep it locked in. We got more coming up next.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor. We're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
At New Orleans East Hospital, we believe healthcare should come with heart. Located at 5620 Reed Boulevard, we proudly serve the New Orleans community with compassion, courtesy, and a commitment to excellence. From healing to education, we want to be your trusted healthcare partner that's close to home. New Orleans East Hospital, delivering a culture of healthy care.
Got unpaid parking or camera tickets in New Orleans? Here's some good news. Through August 31st, you can take care of them without paying late fees. That's money back in your pocket. Just go to NOLA.gov/no late fees to see what you owe. You can pay all at once or sign up for a payment plan and break it into monthly payments at no extra cost. That's NOLA.gov/no late fees. NOLA.gov/no late fees. Don't miss out. This offer ends August 31st.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, thank you, Miss Roberta. Miss Roberta sent it to me on Instagram. I'm going to send it to you.
Give me 1 second.
Huh?
Give me 1 second.
All right, go ahead. I'm just sick of these folks and it's actually not the folks that make these comments. It's the folks that I'm getting sick of that know that these comments are made and they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing. Now, this is a email that is in plain black and white. And nobody in the media has asked one question. Nobody said anything. Nobody's asked any questions. This hasn't made anybody's news. Did you get it?
What you sent it on?
Send it back, same thing. Your email.
Hold on, let me see.
And nobody has brought it up. How dare you, Gerard?
I didn't get it. Send it again.
I said it again. And I'm just to the point now where I'm looking around and saying, boy, this ain't true. This ain't how it works. You don't protect the golden child. Everybody got to say something. I don't know. What you say, Mr. Elbow?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad. I haven't had a chance to talk in a while because my schedule changed. But hey, man, how you feeling today?
That's what you said the last time you called me.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's all. I guess what it is. I've been calling so often, but I realize when I call often and there's a week. Oh, I noticed that I haven't talked to you. You know, yes, sir. Because see, last week, if you remember now, put your thinking cap on. I never talked to you last week.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. It's been about a week.
But
And let me tell
you
you why.
just
You know
talked
why
to
I
me
have, no,
last
let me tell you
week.
why I haven't. You know what? No. I'm gonna tell you why. See, look, we talked so often, Gerard. It may not seem like it, but you see, my schedule. I worked all night last week. I slept all day every day. That's the first time in years I did that. You know.
Okay.
So my schedule changed. I work at night now for the last couple of weeks, and I don't even have a chance to really do what I normally would do, which I would like to call you more often during the weekday, but I can't until things get settled. You know.
I got you. All right.
Okay, so I'm just, to be honest with you, I know I talk to you on a professional basis. Please forgive me, but I look at you as a friend, so I just say, "How you doing?" You know.
That's all right. What you got?
Yeah, well, you know, I was kind of. I'll be honest with you, man. A bombshell. I was kind of disturbed with two things. First, what happened? What's going on with the mail? And I listened to the farmer deal it. And I'll be honest with you, that's I was kind of disgusted with the farmer. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, I didn't like the questions that could have had been asked because whoever who wants to win, it's important that they ask some very important questions like the economy, crime, blighted housing, affordable housing, schools, the more affordable lighting in the streets. Why the biggest industry in New Orleans, hotel motel industry, why no one's pushing high wages, and I think I was just, I was kind of disgusted with that because I don't think, that they ask really tough questions, and I think the people, not getting to who I would like to vote for, which I don't feel the same as Oliver Thomas. I think he would enjoy you asking him tough questions because I think if anybody up there politically savvy to understand it would be him. But I was kind of disgusted. To be very honest with you.
So which one were you talking about?
The farmer Dillard
When was that?
last week.
Last week. Okay. So they've had about 3 more since then. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, and again, the way I've been working, and I caught it at work on my phone. But again, like I said, the way I've been working, I've been far out of the loop on politics or what's going on because time I get off, I'm sleeping most of the day.
I got you. So they had a
But I
forum
think
on Friday. That forum on Friday was at the airport in the east, and that was for, of course, the sheriff, and of course for the mayor. So they had 2 forums out there, and I'm gonna just be honest with you, they were not too. I just don't think that they were on top of their game as far as the hosts were concerned, due to the time that they were supposed to start the forum, and they didn't start the forum, which was supposed to have been at 6:00, and they didn't start the forum until like 10 minutes to 7.
Okay, so that was kind of discouraging.
Yeah, and then I don't think that everyone was fair in their processes as well. To each one of the candidates, I don't think they were fair. The sound was horrible because the microphones were squealing the entire time. I know when Representative Shawty kept going to the microphone, it happened to him more than anybody else. I don't even know if he was paying attention to it. But they were, those microphones were different, just different. And then, of course, they had this man that just sat down there and berated the sheriff like he was questioning her about the jail escape. Nobody else, just her. So, one question after the other. And she was like, that's not how this is supposed to go. Now, did she answer him? I think so. But, of course, I could be biased because of who I work for. So, I try my best, which I've told everybody in the past, and I'll tell them again. I try not to even say anything about that because I know I'm gonna be a little biased. So that race I try to stay out of when it comes down to being on air. Because I already got folks saying that I said something about them anyway, which I have not. And I won't because I'm trying to stay out of it. You there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was just listening. I was listening to what you're saying. I'm gonna make a comment. You, for as long as you live in New Orleans, I look at you like a New Orleanian because unless you say you from the Carolinas, I wouldn't have known. But I noticed in New Orleans, primarily candidates running for mayor. I've always understood, and it was really kind of factual what I'm saying. If you carry New Orleans East, if the voters in New Orleans East vote in the lower nine, in most cases, Gerard, that candidate's gonna win the election. And you say, well, why you say that, Elmore? Because geographically and population wise, not only in terms on Afro American voters, but in terms on the clout that New Orleans East has, it's a pretty nice sized clout. If the people vote New Orleans Easterners and the Ninth Ward, Lower Nine, that's a big clout. So I've always said if please forgive me, someone don't like me saying this. If I ever get the Ninth Ward, New Orleans Easterners, I put it to the bank that he'll win the election, but the people gonna have to vote. And I'm not suggesting everybody in New Orleans think like me, because I'm not saying you should think like me, because you might not. And I'm not mad at you if you don't. But I just use in terms of my understanding of politics in New Orleans and being a New Orleans and follow politics. More than likely, a mayor that carries New Orleans East heavily in lower nine, upper nine, what have you, normally wins the election. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that as in that's what you believe, or you got facts on that one?
Based on history, when you run for District E or even the mayor's race, because of the population, because of the geographics, population, New Orleans is pretty big. It's bigger than New Orleans itself. When that section of New Orleans vote for a candidate, mayor, they have a good chance of winning if the people vote. If New Orleans Easterners vote, lower nine, upper nine, what have you, and that's a large number of folks, believe it or not, if you count it. Let's face it. I already told you that if New Orleans East broke away from the city of New Orleans, geographically, this ain't Elmo Basis and there's people that deals in politics that knows government, from Louisiana and Washington D.C. that I spoke with. They said New Orleans East was the 7th largest city in the state of Louisiana. So it's a nice size cloud of people, not only voting wise, but economically too, because majority of the people, Afro American homeowners, is New Orleans East. Low nine.
So let me go ahead on and give you some facts.
Okay.
That because what you're just basically saying, and I mean this in all due respect, ain't true.
Okay.
And it's not true not because those folks won't get out and vote. It's because they won't get out and vote. And we have seen low voter turnout, including New Orleans East. So the number of folks that will get out, and remember, you have several different homeowners associations out in New Orleans East. And it takes a village to get folks out there to do. And since you have so many different homeowners associations, HOAs in New Orleans and New Orleans East, is there a real push for those homeowners associations, those folks that are in charge, the presidents and those worker bees that are part of those homeowners association? Are you getting them out to vote? Secondly, the number of polling places has changed, especially in Lower Nine. So when you're starting to talk about a lot of folks that have some type of issue, whether they don't have a vehicle, whether they're elderly, they can't drive, whatever, they're having a hard time getting to the polls too, because the church days don't seem to be doing what they used to do. Pick you up, take you to the polling places, and take you home. And I think that's a lot that's got to get back to it, because folks were going to vote when they had transportation. Thirdly, the biggest union that was a part of our neighborhoods, which were the Lower Nine, New Orleans East, all those different areas, more than likely disbanded a lot, and that was UTNO. So the weight that UTNO carried was not only just for the people that were members of the union. UTNO carried so much weight because you knew you had your aunt, your husband, your wife, you had somebody in your family that was a member of UTNO, and they would tell everybody in their family, this is who we voting for. So the tentacles of UTNO was a major influence in those votes, especially for those folks that live in the Lower Nine and those folks that lived in New Orleans East. The power that UTNO had and has, I say still has, is amazing, but we got to start acting like it's amazing because we're doing exactly what people like Bobby Jindal, who broke them up in the first place, all those folks that don't want you to vote, that's where they are. They're making sure that the big block of Democratic votes don't go vote. And we help them out by not showing up. And then when the numbers come up after the vote, we see we had low voter turnout.
Well, let me ask you something.
Including mayor's races. Look at Mitchell Andrews' race. As he told everybody he had a landslide. No, he didn't. He had a landslide that was a lot of folks that didn't go vote. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm asking you a question because you said you kind of disagree. I mean, and I just want to get a good full understanding what you.
I just answered it.
No. What I'm saying is, I know, but what I'm saying is in terms on population, Afro American economics, and you're talking about New Orleans East, the Lower Ninth Ward. What area has that kind of clout other than New Orleans East and Lower Nine and Upper Nine?
What area has
in terms on Afro American clout? I'm saying in terms of Afro American clout, when you look at New Orleans East, large percentage of Afro Americans live in New Orleans East in the Ninth Ward.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, what other area that you know of in the city? Understand what you just said, how voting has been diminished because of things that's been done. Okay, what other area has that type of clout? You think?
Let's see. If I start looking at polling, I would say that Gentilly, that area, has a lot of folks that'll show up. I think one of the biggest problems you have in the East or the Lower Nine has been the polling places. But have we had the folks to really change up where those polling places are put? So I think that's the biggest problem.
Now, what you said, Gentilly is the Ninth Ward. So if you know specific, I said Ninth Ward, New Orleans East, Lower Nine. That's what I had said.
You said Gentilly is the Ninth Ward?
No. Gentilly is part of the Ninth Ward.
No.
Why it's not?
Why would you say Gentilly was a part of the Ninth Ward? That's across the canal you're talking about with the you got the upper you got the upper Ninth Ward and you got the lower Ninth Ward.
So the Gentilly is part of the 8th Ward, you think?
Somebody from Gentilly call me and tell me what that is so I know. But I know it's not part of the Ninth Ward.
Right. The reason why I say that because I know Pontchartrain Park. A lot of people think when I had relatives live in Pontchartrain Park, they never say Ninth Ward, Pontchartrain Park. But Pontchartrain Park is in the Ninth Ward.
Pontchartrain Park is not in the Ninth Ward.
No, it's not.
Pontchartrain Park is part of that Gentilly area.
So that's not part of the Ninth Ward?
No.
You sure? Okay.
Now, if I'm wrong, somebody call me and correct me and tell me I'm wrong. But no.
Hey, man, look. I mean, I made the comments. Not saying to be corrected. I mean, I've always understood because I had relatives always that lived in Pontchartrain Park, they always say it in a very affectionate way. I live in Pontchartrain Park. They
Well,
never see Night
yeah,
Wars.
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
I
Night
know. I
Wars,
know
you
the
know.
folks
Yeah.
are pretty passionate about
Yeah.
Pontchartrain Park.
Yes, sir.
Well, one of
Yeah,
our
right.
owners came from that area. Wendell's from Pontchartrain Park.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He is from.
But I've never heard Wendell say, "I'm from the Ninth Ward."
But you know what? I'm a fact check myself because so even the well, I'll be honest and say that you agree with all what I said, and I don't like to just get in a total disagreement until I fact check myself because I understand.
Trust me, I'm
going by
fact
what I
checking
know.
too.
You know. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be like you. I'm a fact check too.
Yes, sir.
So
All
just
right,
to make
buddy.
sure. All right, sir. I'll talk
Thank
to
you,
you in a
buddy.
minute.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All
Thank you,
right.
man.
All right,
Bye.
Cedric.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good, brother. How you?
I'm good, but it's very sad that people can tell us again not to bring racism into the fold of things, but yet here's a white businessman in a non-black candidate's campaign trying to insinuate that someone in a black man's campaign is calling white people white devils.
Yep.
And nobody seemingly is upset or talking about it in terms of the news media, except for WBOK. We've been talking about this since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
No local news media. I'm very disappointed in the clergy, black clergy. I'm very disappointed in black organizations, but I'm most disappointed in black people who are in that campaign. Mm. Now, I understand you're making money because that's the campaign that has the money.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point does your money or does making money becomes more than you being a black man or a black woman? I want to thank Attorney Fuller for putting certain things out there. All we're asking is for people to do their due diligence. Just investigate stuff that's going on.
I was talking about you earlier. You know that, right?
But it's cool.
It's
cool, man. It's all love. Even, you know what I mean? Even if it ain't whatever. It's cool because we both care about the betterment of our community.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't see how any black man can be in that campaign and post anything about that campaign, but you post the latest post, but you're not posting this drama that's going on within the campaign.
And nobody's asking any questions. That's what I'm like. Nobody. So I talked about it once and left it alone, thinking to see who's going to put this on the news. And it did not make the news on not one station. Not one.
Not one station. And Mr. Chambers put it out there. Then he came back and said, now they will tell you about the mayor, but they're not talking about this email.
Right.
You know, Gerard, I don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. Here again, we are the city that's known for jazz, the city that's known for gospel, the city that's known for second lining in culture, in creed. But what happened to our own culture and creed? This is known as the city that care forgot. But have we become the city that has forgotten to care about our own?
Interesting. All right, my brother, we're going to see. We're going to play.
Even the National Urban League, where is their comment?
Well, we're going to play it so that everybody can hear it. Then maybe we can just.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right. We take the break first. When we come back, you got it ready, right? Okay. So what we'll do is when we come back, we'll play it for everybody. So hold on. More coming up.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Let's see. Kingfish. Kingfish. Did I miss you? I must have missed him. James.
Hello.
What's you say? How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. What's happening? I turned the radio on and you was talking to somebody and it was like the Pontchartrain in the Ninth Ward. Back according to old history, the old people that I talked to that said it was back there in Lincoln Beach. You used to have to catch the bus. That was the end of the line. So I think they called that the East at that time. Because that was all like white people back there. It was a military house. You know, people come home from the military and they got a chance to build up their community. So that was blacks, mostly whites, but blacks started moving in, and as they do, they move. The mother fools move out. But yeah, they at one point in time, I believe they considered that the East because I think that was the end of the line. Past that, all you had was them camps. But you know, now you got the East. You know, now you got the East. So, but anyway, Cedric just shocked me. I don't know nothing about this.
The email.
This yeah. So I'm waiting to listen. So I'm gonna hang up. But I'm gonna get off the line and let y'all do y'all thing.
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right,
don't be stalling us out, G man. You be tripping with that.
Goodbye. David.
Yes.
What you say, sir? How you doing?
Hey, Gerard. Yeah, I wanted to try to shed a little light on a good rule to go by in determining what ward these properties are. At least the 7th, 8th, and 9th wards. There's pretty easy way to determine what ward those properties are in.
Okay.
Yeah. So if people have access to the property tax bills, there's a 9-digit number associated to each parcel in the 7th, 8th, and 9th wards.
Mm.
And the first 3 digits will tell you which ward it's in, 37W, 38W, or 39W. So anything with 39W, for instance, is the 9th ward, which includes Pontchartrain Park, New Orleans East, all the way out to Lake Catherine and Venetian Isles. All of that is the 9th ward, as well as the lower 9th ward.
And I just pulled it up. I just pulled up Pontchartrain Park. Said Pontchartrain Park is a part of the lower 9th ward. So I was wrong. It says specifically it's located in the upper 9th ward, which includes New Orleans East, Gentilly, and neighborhoods according to Prospect 6. So the 9th ward is geographically the largest of the 17 wards in New Orleans. It stretches from Lake Pontchartrain to the Mississippi River.
Right. People don't really consider places like Lake Catherine and Venetian Isles as part of the 9th ward, but actually it is.
I don't know why. Maybe this is just my ignorance. But I never considered anybody in Gentilly as a part of the Ninth Ward. I don't know why, but I guess that's just my ignorance. I never
Yeah,
considered it that way.
the term the term Gentilly, I think, covers mostly properties that most people regard in the 7th Ward, but there are some properties that are in the 8th Ward that are considered Gentilly. But, you know, the best way to go about it is, if there's any kind of argument or whatever, is take the address and look it up on the assessor's website, and you'll see, go by the first 3 numbers. It'll tell you whether it's the 7th, 8th, or 9th Ward.
Oh, well. I was wrong on that one. I was wrong. But thank you,
No
David.
problem. Just trying to help.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you much.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. So James is going to be funny for a minute because James told me don't stall y'all out. like I stalled everybody out. Okay. This is Garrett Chambers is explaining to us this issue about this so-called email. All right, let's take a listen. Just play it.
A lawsuit filed today against Bill Hammock to have the PAC injuncted, which would stop them from being able to have activities because they have violated campaign finance rules. There's coordination happening because Helena's talking to these people. But when you are black, there's a double standard, and we are held to a higher standard than white leaders are. And we are forced to answer questions that they're not forced to answer. And it's happening right before your eyes right now. Racism and rage is being used to raise money on behalf of somebody, and she hasn't had to say a mumbling word to distance herself. She hasn't had to make a single statement. The other thing you need to know is Bill Hammock, he did give money to both candidates earlier this year. But when Bill Hammock found out that the black candidate in this scenario was running for mayor, decided to run for mayor, Bill asked for his money back. Because some white men have a place for black people. And if you ever decide to get out of that place, they want to remind you of it, and then they'll use all of the tools necessary at their disposal to put you in that place. If that means lying on you, sending emails, if that means using racism and rage and race baiting in order to get people to support them, to raise more money for their candidate, because what they know is there's a group of white men, specifically white men who would be upset with a comment, the rich white men around her are also white devils. That type of white man is not the type of white man I would want running my PAC or the type of white man that I would want any association with. But the record states that they've been having conversation, and she ain't had to say a word about it. Don't you think something's wrong with that? While they dragging black leadership in the media every day, they won't even question the white leadership about their action.
So why is this such a an issue? Or should I say, why is this such a non-issue? But it's an issue. Somebody answer that question for me. 504-582-9422. Why is this such a non-issue? I'm ready. So I'll go ahead. Some people might just be sitting around going, "Oh, why is this such an issue that has become a non-issue?" if you know the election laws and you're the president or head of a PAC, you can't be sitting around chatting with that candidate and you're the head of a PAC. We'll play it again. We'll play it again. Ben.
Hey, Gerard.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, it's Ben Carson, man. I think old Yeller gave me that name once.
Hey, Eric, what you need?
He gone.
You hung up on him?
Yeah.
Okay. He gonna try to keep getting through. The reason why I think a lot of us have got to be able to look at this issue and say why this is a problem is that you're the head of a PAC. And PACs aren't supposed to be able to support and be able to say, hey, we're going to raise you some money, or I'm going to give you this money, yada, yada, yada. It's a thin line of a PAC. Not to say to that PAC, I'm going to get everybody to come vote for you. But what's the issue? Why you want to do what you want to do, but you're actually telling the candidates that I want my money back, or I'm going to give you some money, or we don't want the white devils voting for somebody. Wait a minute. What? How long is that?
Looked like that video, it was roughly 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes?
About
Can
a
you
minute
play
and
it
a
again?
half.
Can you play it again from the beginning?
If you
Before
ask
you go
me,
to your news?
if you ask me, please. We could do it.
Okay, because that was a hard one for me to. Because I had some other words to go along with that.
Please don't say that.
Because I actually want everybody to hear this and comment on it before news. Go ahead.
Reporter Bill Hammack, who's being sued for his White Devils email that he sent. So the other day I told you that Bill Hammack sent out a racist email trying to raise money using white rage. Now, this is not a new tactic, but now the tactic is being illuminated to you. The question is, why is the local news not discussing the fact that a New Orleans business owner is raising money using racism and white rage in order to support Helena Moreno to be elected mayor in New Orleans? The other thing is there was a lawsuit filed today against Bill Hammack to have the PAC injuncted, which would stop them from being able to have activities because they have violated campaign finance rules. There's coordination happening because Helena's talking to these people. But when you are black, there's a double standard, and we are held to a higher standard than white leaders are. And we are forced to answer questions that they're not forced to answer. And it's happening right before your eyes right now. Racism and rage is being used to raise money on behalf of somebody, and she hasn't had to say a mumbling word to distance herself. She hasn't had to make a single statement. The other thing you need to know is Bill Hammack, he did give money to both candidates earlier this year. But when Bill Hammack found out that the black candidate in this scenario was running for mayor, decided to run for mayor, Bill asked for his money back because some white men have a place for black people. And if you ever decide to get out of that place, they want to remind you of it, and then they'll use all of the tools necessary at their disposal to put you in that place. If that means lying on you, sending emails, if that means using racism and rage and race baiting in order to get people to support them, to raise more money for their candidate, because what they know is there's a group of white men, specifically white men who would be upset with a comment, the rich white men around her are also white devils. That type of white man is not the type of white man I would want running my PAC or the type of white man that I would want any association with. But the record states that they've been having conversation and she ain't had to say a word about it. Don't you think something's wrong with that? While they dragging black leadership in the media every day, they won't even question the white leadership about their actions.
So again, I ask you, what did you get out of it? All right, we got to do news. We're going to do our news. We're going to come back. Make sure that you get the telephone calls going here, because I want to make sure that everybody got what Gary just said. If I got to play it again, we'll play it again. 504-582-9422 is my number. More coming up, y'all.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Former President Barack Obama is backing Texas Democrats who fled the state to protest a GOP redistricting plan, adding 5 Republican districts. In a virtual meeting, Obama praised their actions as inspiring, calling it a stand against a systemic assault on democracy. Rep. Jean Wu said the support proves Democrats are united at every level. The Weeknd's After Hours Till Dawn tour is now the highest grossing R&B tour ever, earning $635.5 million and selling 5.1 million tickets since 2022. And Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore's Chief of Staff, Fagan Harris, will step down at year's end to become president of the Able Foundation. Harris, a close advisor who helped shape Moore's agenda, will return to the nonprofit sector. He'll succeed longtime Able leader Bob Embry when he starts in January, according to the Baltimore Banner. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, 504-582-9422. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody got what Gary Chambers was saying with that email, that white devil email, that's what it was called. Didn't supposed to go out to everyone. Now, let's break this down in parts. That email was sent out, but was not supposed to be sent out to certain folks. But somebody got it. That's number one. Number two, you're the head of a PAC. A PAC is supposed to be following the rules that are set up for that PAC. Can't be in there just basically saying, we were Helena. You can't. You basically, as a PAC, have to put your own message together. Why this PAC is this person? Why this PAC is that person? What are we supporting as that PAC? But what's being said here is this man is raising money and putting white fear and white devil conversations out into the community so that white rage will be the topic of conversation. You better give us some money because you should be mad that this black man has come into the race. The person that they've been talking about is Royce Duplessis. Now, if you know that this email has been discovered and he's speaking on your behalf, you ain't saying nothing about it. You're not distancing yourself from this PAC or from this man. You're just letting it go on. But what if that was us? What if that was one of us? How about if we called and said that was white rage, white devils, and all this other stuff? Because I can tell you, this has not been put in the media at all. And I'm like, is she going to address it? Apparently, she's not. It's like under the table. Nobody's saying anything. This is not in the media. This is all right. Let's let it roll. But what if Oliver had said that? Royce had said that.
It'll be World War V.
5?
5.
Daryl, what you say? Daryl?
Yay.
What you say?
Now the problem I got is whoever got the money had to get the money back, got the money for a different reason. Sound like he got that money to stay out of the race. Then he changed his mind, so he had to get that money back.
Yeah, he changed his mind, and then he the Mr. Bill or whatever his name is asked him for the money back.
Why? I ain't giving no money back. He don't give you no money back and not say nothing.
Well,
something else is there.
What you think?
Brothers don't get no money back.
So what
I
you think?
Brothers don't get no money back.
Brothers,
maybe he's paid to get out of the race from the beginning. Why was he on the fence before? He said he wasn't going to run. Then he came back and said, I'm going to run. And that man said, give me my money back.
So you think he was being paid to stay out the race?
That's what it sounded like to me.
I got you. All right, my brother.
All right.
Thank you, Daryl. Interesting point. Interesting point. What you think? 504-582-9422. Keep that on the low. And let's have a conversation, because I don't think, no matter what the conclusion is, whether it was what Daryl just said or anybody else, I'd like to know why it's not being discussed. I sure would like to know why it's not being discussed. Nobody has addressed it. It's not being discussed. It's just like under the table. And why is that? Josh.
What's happening, Gerod?
What's going on with you?
Well, you named me a rich white man that played by the rules anyway.
Wait a minute, say that again.
You named me a rich white man that played by the rules. I'll wait.
We'll have the dead air for the remainder of the show. So
He'll never play by the rules, man. So this don't surprise me. If I was Royce Duplessis, though, I would educate him on the rules of the streets. Sir, I don't know if you know this rule, but Section 1, Article 59 is once it touches black, you cannot get that money back, sir. No, that money is mine.
You don't give it back?
Oh, no. Now, if, like you said, if the roles were reversed, man, if Oliver did that, he'd have to get a lawyer.
Yeah.
They'd be trying to put Oliver in jail.
Yeah. So
yeah, to get it.
So one of the things about this, and this is what was addressed by Gerod Chambers, with him asking for that money back. If I'm not mistaken, I may be mistaken, but I think that there's a lawsuit that is now being put forth by Royce toward him.
It should be.
It should be, if that's the case. But I haven't heard, anything about the lawsuit. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to get as much information as I can. I just noticed that this is not being talked about in the media.
No, they won't. They won't talk about it. You know what the hot subject is now. They're trying to let her skate underneath all that. They don't want to bring none of her issues up. They want to bury her stuff and don't want to talk about it. And she may get the benefits of doing that. Only WBOK got the power to do it and talk about the truth. Nobody else going to talk about that. So she's going to skate, and she ain't going to speak much of it. And then the black folks who support her, they ain't going to call out on it either.
Yeah.
Because they all got their hands out if she wins.
Yep.
And as if she go do good for him. Like Mitch didn't do nothing for the people that got him in office.
Nope.
Not much of them. You spent a lot of money, though. Nobody will never talk about the billions that Mitch blew in the city of New Orleans and living his best life right now.
And then set up a whole nother government protocol.
Look at him.
Because not only did he remember all the mayors that he put in place? I was like, wait a minute.
So,
How do you put this many mayors in place? And then you think about it, it wasn't because he was trying to make another government. It's because he was trying to make a wall where nobody could touch him.
protect him. He
Yep.
was being protected.
Yep.
So, once again, we've seen this game before, and black folks don't really get upset. And I know I don't as a black person because this is the same old story.
Yeah,
This
I
is
don't know if
different
it's that I'm upset about it or if it's the fact that I'm looking at what's fair and what's not being said. And they touching certain folks, but you look at certain issues, this is like hush hush. Nobody's saying nothing. And it makes me feel bad, not for the candidate or for Bill, whoever he is. It makes me feel uneasy because the media is sitting right here and they know this crap, but they ain't saying nothing.
Because they in cahoots with it, then Gerard. If they ain't saying nothing,
I agree.
They in cahoots. They want that type of leadership, and they wanted to be dominant and wanted to go back to when it was that type of leadership pre Dutch Moriel.
Yeah.
That's what they want. It's like, no, we gave y'all a 40-year reign. We want it back now. So, but it's on us. Tom Picking you just made me want to throw up sometimes.
Yeah.
When they had that story about the mayor, then they interviewed these 3 women, and one of the women said that I'm never voting again, as if you ever voted anyway.
Right.
So I'm never voting again. I'm like, this is a useless story.
Yep.
Tom Picking you. Let's do better.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can hand it over to them by continuing spreading that ignorance and continuing on not getting involved in these politics if you want to. And we just keep calling WBOK complaining.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna
ain't fixing nothing.
We're gonna say something about it. Somebody gonna pick it up. So
somebody got to. You make it loud enough. Somebody got to. Make them candidates too talk about this more.
Yep.
And we'll be okay. All right.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Josh.
night.
Appreciate you, boss.
No problem.
All right, T-Bone.
Good evening, y'all. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
Brother, I'm not certain why you're even surprised at this. We've been talking about this for the past few days. They are paying for her to be the front runner. They are paying to get back control at a political, a land-wise, economic-wise rate. So there's going to be a lot of mud being thrown around. But she's going to come out looking squeaky clean. Notice I say looking. Because for her to be getting this sweet a deal of backing, she shook hands somewhere.
She said what?
She shook hands somewhere. See, I'm trying not to say it so angry. I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to explain stuff to people because a lot of times I think I come off as that angry dude that yells when I call BOK. I'm not trying to yell people. Good people. I'm just trying to make you understand something that you might not see. You know? So I'm going to politely put the conspiracy theory card on the table against her.
All right.
And I'm going to make you understand something.
Great.
Royce is probably the only candidate in this race that they are threatened by. Why? Because they don't have a lot of dirt on him. They're going to drag OT through the mud. They're going to drag anybody else through the mud, which is why I was trying to throw weight behind Judge Hunter, because they really didn't have much on him, but because he doesn't have enough financial backing, he had to back off. And anybody beyond those people I just named, they're not really quality candidates. They're not going to get double-digit numbers. They're not going to make the runoff. Nowhere near it.
So you think she's going to go in on the first roll?
They're trying to do it. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, honestly, you do the reality check. How many people, other than the typical people that call the station, like myself and maybe Pop and George, whoever, your regulars that call the show, how many of them told you they were committed to Royce Duplessis?
Nobody tells me that they're committed to anybody.
Exactly. But I'm the only one that came out from the front and told you I'm voting for Judge Hunter, just to change things up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about it is this: it's going to be the same mudslinging as traditionally been in New Orleans politics. There was mudslung during the first Morial. There was mudslung during Mark. There was mudslung when Nagin got into office.
Mm-hmm.
And they're vilifying this mayor much like they did Nagin. They're going to try to make her look like the worst mayor since Ray Nagin. But I keep telling people this. If Ray Nagin don't get on the radio and tell the U.S. government over the radio waves, get off your asses and help us, they don't come.
Right.
People are forgetting that.
So one thing. So let me explain. Let me give you one thing too, because I want you to comment on this.
Yes.
Because, like you, I go back to what history has shown us. Right. One thing that I know that history showed us is that the promotion, the outrage, the sustained hate that this neighborhood community had for Nagin was when he said, "We're going to make this a chocolate city." Yeah.
Yep.
And he explained it later and said chocolate could be anything. It could be white chocolate, it could be black chocolate. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm just saying that this is all black folks. But they never forgave him for that comment, right? So one of the things that I remember with that campaign was when he was out of office, that I really felt that my white companions really stated that they were going to win now because they didn't want another situation with a black mayor. That's why we got Mitch Landrieu. Because remember, there were like 6 to 7 candidates that were running against Mitch. That included.
But here's the thing, and I know this while not being here, because at that time I was in Texas. Here's the thing. Katrina gave them a clean slate to do what they wanted to with this city.
Absolutely.
Knock over the projects, make green spaces out of the black neighborhoods.
And New Orleans East.
And retake New Orleans East. This was a thing on their drawing board.
Mm-hmm. Green dot.
I'm sorry, I'm yelling again. My bad.
They green dotted. As a matter of fact, the person that helped us the most with that to try to make sure that it didn't happen was Cynthia Willard Lewis.
But here was the thing. Ray Nagin saw it, and he didn't like it. And he realized that if they go through with it without any resistance, he was going to go away one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided, I don't want to be in politics anymore. I'm going to just commit political suicide, and I'm going to say what I want to say. And that's what he did. He said what he wanted to say. Those folks that backed him at one point turned on him.
Yep.
But the shadow government that had the thing in the blueprint that he saw already was planning to vilify him.
And
they were going to do it anyway. And they're doing the same thing to Cantrell. She told them about themselves and she gave them the business.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did the recall. That's why she got federal charges. And that's why they're trying to make her roll the same way that Nagin did. Now, how much you want to bet without telling any soul, without talking to OT about this? They trying to do the same thing to him.
You think they're
They're
trying
gonna
to do
bring
that
up
to
the
him now?
fact that they're gonna bring up his time served. They're gonna bring up the fact that what it was about. All that's old news.
Mm-hmm.
We got a president that has 34 criminal counts. But you going to worry about this dude who actually served this time and still doing stuff for the community? Because he's the one that's in the way.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
We'll talk more about it in a bit. I got to take my break. Let me take my break. I'll be back.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Take it easy. All right.
More coming up, y'all. 504-582-9422 is the number.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Former college basketball standout Lanny Smith founded Actively Black to address a specific need. It's an athleisure brand that's owned and created for the black population. But when building out the brand, Smith got pushback from friends and business leaders who warned that naming it Actively Black might be a turnoff. He spoke to me about why.
Black executives who told me don't name your company Actively Black because you're just going to prevent it from being successful. To me, it's coming from a place of fear and trauma where likely in their corporate careers to move up, they've had to minimize their blackness.
For Smith, naming it Actively Black was not to confine it just to black consumers, but a way to express pride in the culture that influences his company's products.
Why are we not able to have something that we're proud of, that we label as ours, and be proud of it? Why is there negativity attached to it? So part of what I'm doing, man, is also like breaking down some of these barriers.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. I forgot to tell y'all that a young lady is getting herself together for school, so she was not going to be here on today. So I told Dr. Shepard, get it together for them kids. That's important to make sure that they have everything that they need to get their education and get yours back in order. So Dr. Shepard is getting ready for her new classes at Xavier University. So take the day. We understand. We do understand. My number 504-582-9422. I'm kind of going to change something up here because I wanted to bring several other stories, and we didn't get to them at all. But there's one that is really getting to me. And this is about your mama, your grandmama, your uncle, your daddy, your granddaddy,
The Pappies.
and all of them. Louisiana has been classified as one of those states that older adults are catching HIV and STDs at an alarming rate.
So,
your grandmama
grandmamas and
is
Pap-
getting busy.
Oh Lord.
Your grandmama is doing the holly gaga. Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Somebody is messing with your momo. And your momo
All right.
is saying, here it is in her best voice. You ain't had none of this. I read it. I looked at the statistics, and I was shocked. And I said to myself, Grandma still got some movement in the back part of her hips.
But it's like Bernie Mac said from Kings of Comedy. I mean, you know,
What?
grandma today is 45.
Oh no,
50. What?
This is over. This is 55 and older. This is not them. Nope. This ain't the 34 to the 45. Nope. This is 55 plus.
Some of them
And
55
guess where the
plus look
majority
good.
of it's coming from?
Where?
Come on, take a wild guess.
Here?
Oh no. I mean, this is Louisiana numbers. Georgia is worse, but I'm just saying, do you know that Louisiana numbers are to the point now where we're almost at an epidemic in the number of new cases of HIV? And I was saying to myself, what could that be from? and until we can say it and not look at it and say, not my grandma, you need to be asking, Grandma, are you doing the humma?
My boy Paul just texted me. He said he got one to wrap it up when he moved out of state to this 62 and older high-rise community where he's living.
Where is he at?
I think in Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan, yeah.
Atlanta's so bad to the point where they just running commercials for the older folks.
Well, you know Atlanta got some stuff going on out there.
But it's the older folks. It's the 55-year-olds.
Mm.
Your grandma is burning it up. For real.
Literally, huh?
For real. Now, I know you don't want to accept the fact that somebody's doing something with your grandma. But your grandma still lives. And if she's living in a nursing home, that's more than likely what's going on.
Yeah,
and here it is.
Yeah.
Y'all need to really understand something. See them old men? I ain't putting this just on your grandma. I'm going to say your grandfather too. Your grandfather is walking around and he got Viagra. He taking it. He ain't seen that thing stand up since the Second World War. And it's saluting. And y'all need to understand something. They done got together. And they doing something. I was like, oh, Lord. I didn't think it was this bad. But y'all need to think about something. That is not the call of a back hurting or some snoring going on in those little places over there offer, oh, you got a high-rise area where your grandma stay? Y'all need to be listening in the hallway. And you hear them going, oh, 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 That is not them wishing that they was out of there. They enjoying life, and they enjoying life over there, or they want to stay there. Why you think?
Hey, Paul said, talk about bumping uglies.
Tell Paul leave.
I don't even know if we should have said that.
Just tell Paul to leave the Grandies alone. Just tell him to leave him alone.
Paul, leave the Grandies alone, bro.
There you go. Tim, what you say?
Hey, Gerard, how y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Before I tell you my nursing home story, could you just
hold on,
go
Kim?
back
What
and,
you doing in the nursing home, man? What you doing? Did somebody invite you over?
I'm gonna tell you my story, but what was going? Just tell me briefly what happened with Royce, because I turned on the radio, y'all talking about.
There was an email that was being that was not supposed to go out to certain folks that got out, and he was talking about Royce in the sense of he told him he was going to run, and this businessman asked for his money back, but he's trying to raise money for a PAC that supports Helena.
Okay.
And calling white devils that support other folks, calling them white devils, and trying to raise money with white rage. That's how it's been described.
So he's obviously trying to get Barbie doll in there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let me tell you my nursing home story.
Oh,
because of a unforeseen accident, my brother and I shared this story with Braylon and Kimber, and they laughed. They were crying laughing. Accident. He was in a nursing home at a young age. Because he was in there at a very young age, my brother was wearing it out.
What?
My brother was wearing it out. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh.
I would go visit him, and he would have company. I even caught him one time in the act, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he told me, and I quote, "I keep telling you, everything on me ain't broken."
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you. And some of them women were giving him money.
What?
You heard me? I know this for a fact. They were giving him money, older women, giving him money to do the dirty thing.
Oh, Lord.
I saw it myself.
Here you go, baby.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. Want me take out my teeth, baby?
Oh, Lord, not the gummies.
Oh yeah. I walked in twice, Gerard, and saw it with my own eyes, and I got 20/20 vision.
Oh, Lord.
So I know what's going on in the nursing homes, and I complained to the person who ran the nursing home, and he told me as long as they are of sound mind and not in there for any mental incapacities, they could do what they want. They could visit each other.
They're grown. They're older than
They're
you.
grown. Exactly. They're grown. These grandmas and grandpas wearing it out. My brother was wearing it out, Gerard.
How old is your brother?
When he's deceased now, but when he was in there, he was in his late 40s, middle to late 40s, and he died in his 60s.
Yes, indeed.
And let me doing better than me out here in the streets.
I guess I'm better. I'm a little shocked, but then when I thought about it, I was like, we live in a different time right now, and that different time is, we got things that make you perform a whole lot. They got them enhancements, And some of these older ladies, they got skills.
They got skills. Yeah. And look, one day I went to see my daddy. My daddy has a younger wife, and he was holding his neck like his neck was hurting. I said, "Daddy, you okay?" He kept holding his neck like I thought he had a crook in his neck. He said, "No, man, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. What's wrong?" I said, "Let me call a doctor. You might be having a stroke." No, it ain't a stroke. It ain't a stroke. Just my neck. I said, "What's wrong with your neck, Daddy?" He said, "I popped 2 of them Viagra last night and got stuck in my throat."
Oh, Lord. Have mercy. Yes,
Have
indeed.
mercy.
Yes,
so
indeed.
I know it's in nursing homes, they're wearing it out.
Yes, indeed.
You sure they ain't doing nothing else, Kim?
What you mean, like what?
I don't. They do other things.
Man, what you trying to say, bro? What you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
Me and Kim sitting back listening to what you know.
I mean,
what you know?
I know enough.
Kim.
I know what I saw.
You heard that, didn't you? You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it. I know I saw what I saw. I was like, man, what are you doing? And again, he told me, everything on me ain't broken.
Oh, Lord.
Just know, Kim, I know enough.
All right. I hear you, bro.
I'm
We're going to leave it at that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to leave that alone, Kim.
Leave
Thank
that
you, my
alone.
brother. Appreciate it.
All right.
All
Y'all
right.
be good. Bye.
So this ain't surprising to a lot of folks. Is it surprising to you?
But I mean,
I guess my part that I'm surprised about is we ain't taking care of ourselves.
That's part of it, you know.
That's the part that really got me, because I'm sitting back and saying to myself, yo, this could be going anywhere.
You gotta realize too, like you said, you got all the enhancements and everything, and then
there's some 60-year-olds.
There's prep too, also.
Yeah, there's some 60-year-olds that look they could be 35, 40.
That's what I was about to say.
There's some 65, 70-year-olds that can look like they 50, and men can't handle that. Men can't handle that. I'm sorry. We can't handle that. And then you got junk in the trunk and walking around bootylicious with your cane. Girl, you look some kind of good in that stroller. Oh, girl. Don't be riding in that thing, girl. And you got a 4-wheel motion on it to make you pop it. Boom, bam, boom, bam. Watch me be followed. I'm gonna be followed sometime today with somebody in a stroller. I got a scooter for you, boy. Come sit on my lap. Let's take a ride. Be like, we going to the beach this weekend. I'm gonna put my big tires on.
Look, I remember.
You ain't get it.
I got it. One story when I used to hang out. I used to go to the holes in the walls a lot down here. And this woman, she had to be about in her 60s, and she walked up to me and said, "I'm the one you want to be with." And I was like, "Oh, all right." And she was like, "I'll take you home and put something real on you." And I'm like, "Okay, nah, we're not doing that." She looked good from behind, but Lord have mercy, when she turned around, that face looked shipwrecked. Yeah.
Not shipwrecked.
Shipwrecked.
Oh,
for real.
Well, I'm just saying.
I don't know where she at, but
Well, you know what? Let me put another scenario on this, because I don't want all my older women to think that I'm talking about them too, because I'm not no little youngster no more either. But when I'm looking right, and I think about how this scenario is playing out, it disturbs me that we have older folks that have seen younger folks catch and live with and die because they were a part of this HIV AIDS generation. They saw them die that were younger than them or the same age as them. So I don't want them to think that we just picking. This is true. This is actually true information. What I'd like for you to do is, you know what you do with your lover, with whoever this is, that's your business. But I do want you to put something on it. Wrap it up. Do something. Because these old men out here today, when they start talking all that mess, they got Viagra. They got Cialis. They got the other stuff. What is that? Hims. They got all of that stuff to help them. I'm telling you, they soldiers is saluting more so now than probably in their entire life. And they got to do something with it, and y'all letting them. But make them put something on it.
And like I said, you got to think about this too, Gerard. Like I said earlier, you got the PrEP pills. So putting something on it it really doesn't even exist anymore, because everybody, you go to the doctor and you get a prescription for PrEP, and that prevents you from catching a STD like HIV or anything, as long as you take that pill. So that's part of it too.
Well, I know men have no problem going to the doctor, going to the pharmacist or whatever to get that, that little blue pill, that little yellow pill or whatever. They don't have no problem going to get that. But I wonder, do women have problems with going to get any type of pill other than birth control? And I wonder, is that a problem too? Because I don't want anybody to think that, just because you sexually active that we look at you differently. You probably got all these little young boys coming running up on you. And you say that, boy, little youngster, you better go ahead on now. Go on now. That's one of our favorite lines. Go on now. Go on. Go on now.
Hey, we got a player. We got player online. Yeah.
What you say, Mr. Harrell?
Yeah, Gerard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was listening to you a few minutes ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought we felt an earthquake. So I tuned to a local station, and I didn't know I was going to come back to your X-rated.
You came right back at the right time there. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At the right time there, player.
I guess I better go back to the local station.
No, because I got questions.
Because there's too much going on for me to listen to the X-rated portion of your show. So
it's not X-rated. It's not. It really is not. It's the truth.
So anyway,
Mr. Harold, look, the story in itself, I don't know if you heard the whole story. The story in itself is telling us that the amount of HIV, STDs, and the increases in Louisiana ain't coming from the young folks. It's coming from the old school folks.
Well, that is so
55 and older.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I looked up some more information. Georgia is off the chain. Just in Atlanta, they had 20,000 new cases of HIV.
Oh, have mercy. Yes. Have mercy.
So I'm trying to figure out why. And then I looked it up. It's saying that, of course, what you got is an increase in older men that are now taking Viagra. They taking Cialis, Viagra, Hims, or whatever it is. And they got to do something with it. And here come these ladies that are living in these nursing homes by themselves, and they're looking good to pop up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are they doing this? And it's hard for me to say, oh, my God, to think that my grandmama or my grandfather would be doing that. But they got to live their life, too.
Yeah.
But they got to wrap it up if they're going to do that.
Well, I don't know how to talk to you. I really don't.
So what you think?
So,
I'm just saying. You think it's real?
It's probably real. It's probably real. But people, I don't know. I really, really don't know. It's so much going on in the world, and so much to deal with. And this animal-like kind of activity. I don't know how to relate. I don't even know how to have a conversation about it.
Well, I got another question for you because I got to ask you about the summit, what you thought about it. But I got to take my break here, so let me take my break. But don't hang up. I need to get your thoughts about what you've seen with the president of Ukraine, his European presidents, and what you thought about the meeting. So hold on. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. We'll talk back with Mr. Harold in a minute. There's more coming up right here on WBOK.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. The District of Columbia is taking President Trump to federal court, accusing his administration of staging a hostile takeover of its police department, less than 12 hours after U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi installed DEA Chief Terry Cole as Emergency Police Commissioner. D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab filed suit to block the move. Schwab says Trump's using the Home Rule Act to bulldoze the city's chain of command, strip Police Chief Pamela Smith of authority, and rescind MPD policies, all without legal grounds. Mayor Muriel Bowser is backing Schwab's stance, saying there's, quote, no statute that conveys the district's personal authority to a federal official, and that Smith is still the rightful chief. Bondi's order forces MPD to get Cole's approval before issuing directives, wipes out the city's code of conduct for officers, and toughens cooperation with migration authorities. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Attention, attention. This is a special message that deserves your attention. Failure to listen could result in death. This is an important word of caution for listeners along the Gulf Coast. There is a danger quietly lurking in our Gulf waters and maybe, just maybe, on your plate. The name is Vibrio vulnificus. Chances are you don't know it, but you should. The potentially deadly bacterium lives in warm, brackish salt water. It can infect and destroy skin and tissue with rapid speed. It's most commonly called flesh-eating bacteria. So far this year, Vibrio vulnificus has been linked to more than 70 infections and 9 deaths along the Gulf Coast, from Texas to Florida. But here's the shocker. Louisiana accounts for 20 of those infections and 4 of those deaths. Normally, the Pelican State averages just 7 cases and 1 death a year. Louisiana has nearly tripled that so far, and the year is not over. Health experts say that is due to rising Gulf water temperatures, which creates perfect breeding conditions. The warmer the water, the more comfortable the bacteria becomes, and the closer it gets to shore. To infect you, all it needs is an open wound, a scrape, or even a slight cut. I'm not trying to frighten you. This is just reality. In the worst case scenario, for those with a compromised immune system, a Vibrio infection can overwhelm the body in just a few hours. Survivors can sometimes face amputations. Others don't make it at all. What can you do if you have an open wound? Stay out of warm, brackish water, especially near the coast. Wear gloves and wash carefully if you're handling raw shellfish. Consider whether raw oysters are safe to eat. Don't assume, ask. And to remove any concern or doubt, make sure your shellfish is cooked. No need to panic or freak out. We can still enjoy the Gulf. Just take precautions and remember to take measures to protect yourself. The best way to live with nature is to learn to respect it. Consider this a special warning deserving your attention. Take precautions, live longer. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Mr. Harold, you still with me?
Yes, I am.
Look, what you thought about that summit thing today? You saw that?
Yes, I saw some of it. Like I said, it's a total disgrace. And up there in Alaska, that was nothing but show business. And you have somebody, you know, life. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. How you could put a felon, 34 counts, to lead this country. And if you could see what's going on here, it's not bothering me, but it has impacted on a lot of people. Now, this so-called ISIS or whatever it is, they are disrupting families, and it's just bizarre. And if you have a fool in the White House that does nothing but lie, everything mostly that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And this morning he referred back to President Biden. I'm 88 years old, and I have never known a president, a so-called president, to be so low and refer to his predecessors as this fool has done. And they need to get him out of there as soon as possible. He was talking about he's going to do an executive order to stop voting by mail. And they referred here to a professor at one of the universities. They said he cannot do that. And what he's talking about, and I'm saying only a fool would do this. So he has disrupted people. Now, I might cut back and say that you say black and brown. And I've said before, there's no such thing. The Hispanics here, which is a large number, had little or no relationship with black people. And they can be as prejudiced or more prejudiced than so-called white people. But I hate to see things happen to people. You know, we only get one day at a time. And the traffic is different. The people, there are jobs here, multiple billion-dollar construction that was going on. Nobody, in a great many cases, are showing up on the job. Mm-hmm. So they have raided different places. People, the kids are, in some cases, are afraid to go to school, and it is bizarre. Now the Hispanics, they could never think that this could happen to them. So
You have people that can't work. They have mortgages. They have to eat food. They have all kinds of situations. And now I don't know what's going to happen. It's come to a halt. So, you know, there are a lot of things that are going on in the world. Now, I'm just going from one thing to another. There's a Jewish talk show host like you here. He's been on for 30-some years. He's an attorney. And he said that he used to be proud to say he was a Jew, but no longer. The way that crap is starving those people to death, women, kids, and children over there in Gaza, which your commentator commented on, it is a crying shame. So anyway, for me, I'm down at the marina. The temperature is 74 degrees. Rick would know when I tell him where I am. And life is good. And life should be good for everybody that wants it to be good.
Okay.
So the way you live is the way you die.
All right.
So it's always good to talk to you.
Same here.
And I consider your show a show for the betterment of people.
Yeah.
So the lady, she's not
here
there
today. She's
today.
getting ready for school. So.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you have a good evening.
You too.
And all of your listeners.
I'll talk to you later, Ms. Harrell.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That's going to wrap things up for us. Appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on today. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you have a good rest of the evening and be safe, y'all. Bye-bye.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station. WBOK online at WBOK1230.com.